welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so I had to actually go back into my car because it was raining. So I was like, okay, I gotta get this done. Anyway, thanks for clicking on this video. In this tutorial, I'll be working on the second wing on the chick, as well as her bow tie, and I'll start putting the flowers on the bottom of the wall hanging. So if you want to learn how to do that, please keep watching. You'll find the chick wing on the yellow felt, number 33 and 34. We're going to start with 3 strands of brown thread, and we will be doing the outline stitch along the wing on the bottom. And I'm just going to show you the beginning of it. And I like to, since I'm right-handed, I like to start on the downward. You see how it's kind of scalloped? I like to start like the scallop that it kind of looks like a rainbow, so the scallop is upside down. Because my stitches tend to lean to the right because I'm right-handed, so if you're left-handed you might want to start on the other side. And I always double knot after I'm done stitching. And then hide the little tail. Alright, now that we've finished the rest of the scallops, we're going to do the beads and the sequins. And start anywhere, really. The beads go all the way around the wing, so I just kind of picked a spot and started there. I'm using 2 strands of the yellow thread, and I am just going through each bead one time. I just find that if I just double the thread and just do it once, it'll save time, and it still feels like it's reinforced, rather than doing 1 strand and then doing that twice. So I don't know. I like to do it better this way. It just feels a little more secure, and I feel like my beads won't fall off, or if they somehow get snagged on something, that they're not too loose. Because I've had, when I started doing these projects, my beads were too loose. So alright, so now that we finished all the way around, we're going to stuff the wing. And I like to kind of sandwich the stuffing in between the 2 pieces of felt. And I'll actually go around, once I kind of hit like 3/4 of the way, I'll kind of go around and push around the stuffing to kind of create the illusion of 3D that I want. So sometimes I add more later on. So if you feel like you need to stuff a little bit more, that's fine. I've also taken stuffing away too. So, alright, I have achieved the stuffing density that I wanted. And we're going to place the wing right around here, and I always look to the picture for reference. Okay, so I stitched up until about there, and then you kind of move the handle around the wing. Now we get to start on the pretty purple bow, and we're going to work on one little tag at a time. Pretty simple, we're just beading and sequencing and then appliquing the 2 felt pieces together. We are not stuffing those. So do both sides. And those are both sides finished. And there's a view of the back. And now we're going to start on the actual bow part. Same rule. So I noticed that the outline stitch here, for some reason the felt, the stamp didn't come out. So I kind of had to use the picture for reference to do that. So that's an outline stitch, 2 strands of purple, and then the beads and sequins for purple. Alright, so I was able to stuff this. And here's the back view. Nice little 3D effect. And then we're going to add number 41. And there's the little 41 piece with the beads and sequins. Alright, so now that our bow is finished, we're going to applique it onto her neck. And position it best you can. And secure it with a few stitches. Alright, so now that the bow is secure, I was able to kind of put the bow where I wanted it, so I'm just using the picture for reference. Alright, so now we're going to start working on the flowers on the bottom, and I'm using 2 strands of green, and we're going to pretty much applique the 2 ends closed, and then about, I don't know, halfway done, you stick the pipe cleaner in there and then finish it. It's a little tricky. I would suggest that you cut around, because you know how each piece is stamped. Cut a little wider than the stamp. I found it a little difficult to maneuver the pipe cleaner in there once I have it, you know. So there's about halfway. So I finished about halfway, and it was kind of tricky to get it in there. And it was even trickier once it was in there to sew the felt piece on. So I just decided to do it off camera because it was kind of hard to maneuver. So if I was, you know, if I were doing this again, which you get to do this 4 times, then I would cut it wider. All right, so there's the top of the flowers, 3 parts, and both parts you will be stuffing these. Okay, so there's the back. Bead and sequin, that is 2 strands of white thread, that's an outline stitch, 2 strands of purple thread outline stitch, and then the blue beads and the purple beads, and we're going to be stuffing those. And there is a flower completely stuffed, and now we're just going to applique it right on the wall hanging. Alright, so there's the flower completely done, and you're going to do that, you're going to repeat that 3 more times. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to show you the applique stitch for the flowers. I'm trying to show you more stitches because I feel like, you know, those of us that are visual learners, this is very helpful. Speaking as a visual learner myself. Alright, so there's the finished flower for the second one, and I had to kind of, you can see I kind of had to secure it a little bit and make sure that it stayed where it was. Okay, so now we're going to work on the leaves. And here's the first leaf, 2 strands of green, and we are doing an outline stitch down the middle. So I'm going to start that. And then for the other sides of the leaves, so the middle is outline stitch, and then the other lines are a straight stitch. So I'll show you that real quick. Alright, so now that we're done with the outline stitch for the middle, now we're just going to go straight into it. I didn't cut it, I just did a little knot and then kept going. So right into a straight stitch. Okay, same color, same amount of thread, just do a straight stitch all the way down. And you'll be doing this for 3 more leaves, I believe. Got my math right. Alright, so once you have all the straight stitches done, you can do it any way you want. I just went with the shortest route just to make sure that my string did not get tangled in the back, because that's happened to me before. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I appliqued this leaf because it's not stuffed, so I just decided to leave the top unsewn just because it overlapped the leaf above it. And this second leaf is the exact same thing, except it does have a backing to it and we are stuffing it. Alright, so the other flower on the other side has 2 stuffed leaves, whereas this one only has 1. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. And I loved how these turned out, they're so pretty. And I'm going to show you the other flowers because this video is getting too long. So I wanted to just jump ahead and show the rest of the flowers. So those are the flowers, and in my next video we will be working on the rest of the bottom of the wall hanging and the eggs, so that's exciting. Alright, so that's what we have so far on this wall hanging, and thanks for joining me in my car. It's like the only place that's quiet and away from the rain, which is sad because it was like really nice not that long ago. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, might as well just hop in my car and do the video. So if you haven't yet, please hit that like button if you liked this video, and if you like watching the videos on my channel, please hit the subscribe button too. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and once I do, I will be doing a kit giveaway. So please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Also, please leave a comment down below with any kits that you like that you'd want to see giveaway. So, or comment down below with a kit that you're doing or one that you want to see me do, because I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So. Also, check in the description box below for all the materials that I use for each of my projects. If you click on the link, it'll take you to the item on Amazon. I'm trying to get into their affiliate program, so if you click on that item, you have 24 hours to purchase something. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be that item. As long as you go through the links down below, I would get a very small commission. So if you want to support my channel, that's a good way to do it. Also, check out my Etsy store. I am putting new patches on there. There's not like a theme that I'm going for the patches. I'm basically just making patches as people request them. So I've had people request specific patches and I make them, and then I'll be like, you know what, I'll use this pattern. So if you have a request for a patch, I will be happy to oblige you. So I will be adding more patches very soon, and as soon as I figure out what kit I'll be doing next, I will also put that on there. So check those out, and thank you guys so much for watching my videos, and I hope you guys are staying sane during this quarantine time. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the media about, you know, whether people should reopen their businesses or, you know, be out and reopen, like go back to work and all that stuff. So it's kind of crazy right now, but I hope you guys are staying sane with your wonderful craft projects, or even just watching other people do craft projects. You know, you don't even have to do them. You know, sometimes people just don't like doing them themselves. They just like watching other people. So whatever you're doing to stay sane during this weird, crazy quarantine time, keep doing it. So, alright, I will see you guys next time. Bye! Oh my gosh, it's gonna rain. I better be quick. In this tutorial, we'll be working on the other wing of the chick, and what else? Oh, it's raining. Oh my gosh, it's raining. Ah! Shoot. Also check out this